Click this. Click this. What is the title of the stream? Last time was a cleric a day.
Always do keep the skulk away.
Keeps the ghosts under your sway.
That's fun.
We'll do that. Alright. Confirm. Boom. We're going.
Awesome. Right. Quick recap, since it's been a little bit. Fellowship of Fools has been exploring Deepfrost Citadel and the surrounding, or not surrounding, the underneath crypts, caverns. They returned to Hermilthen. You returned to Hermilthen to find a child had somehow been infected by the skulk. You traced it back to the individuals who were playing around the gold mine entrance that has now been long decades collapsed. Upon coming here and finding nothing but a little branching webs of the skulk coming out of the collapsed entrance, you were attacked by a couple of specters, or what are they? Yeah, specters. Very easily handled them and very easily subdued one into Ergi's service as being a Oathbreaker Paladin.
Now we have
Learning that... Was that?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, learning that mines are still there and open. Learning that there are supposedly, other exits out of the mountain. And knowing that you only have about 24 hours left. 23 and a half hours left. Have this specter in your service. You sit there reeling from the knowledge that Spectre has seen Thaddeus Holston since it has died. The grove goes quiet, the torch, other than the torches burning, stuck into the snow. Before Clash looks around, goes, "Wait, who?"
So Thaddeus Holston is my great-grandfather, and he's also one of the founders of Hermilthen and the Citadel.
Oh.
And he explored the caves underneath the Citadel more or less while we've been going through, and fought some things in there.
Okay.
And yeah, he's been missing for 50-ish years. No, that's not right. 30-ish years.
30 years.
It's still kicking. All right. I need to go sit down. And he goes over and sits on the bench.
Well, I think we need to rest, but should we leave the Spectre here to watch, or kill him now, kill him in the morning?
I'm personally of the opinion that, yes, the Spectre is under our control, but it's eventually a liability, and if we procrastinate the day of its freeing from this plane, shall we say, it's just more of a liability as time goes on.
What if we used it as a watch for the night? Have it stay here, make sure nothing happens, and come to us in the morning, or if it sees something, and then we kill it or free it from this plane in the morning, and then have a free watchdog out here until then.
As you guys have been talking, every person who talks, it sways its head and stares at you sightlessly. And whenever you slip and say, kill it, its eyes narrow ever so slightly.
I didn't say kill it. I said free it from this mortal plane. Excuse you.
No, I said for those who did slip and say, kill it. Freudian slips, man.
Whatever.
I slipped.
Alright.
You know.
How quickly can he move if he were to warn us?
Honestly, you guys didn't really see them move very far. They just kind of came up out of the ground and started attacking.
It has directions to follow me, or to run that way, 30 feet. How fast does it go?
Let me check.
Cars
It's about 6 seconds.
I
Right.
know you and I are familiar with the concept of an afterlife and a potential lingering upon this plane, but I don't want to be responsible for old Grandma Nina getting a heart attack seeing a ghost wander through town trying to warn us of something and dying.
You know, I have to come up with a Grandma Nina in town.
I tried to think of a good grandma name. I don't know. I just don't feel keeping it in this state is a wonderful idea. And the limited usefulness we get out of it compared to the potential danger of it coming out outweighs in my mind. But that's my vote. I'm willing to put it up to a vote to the group. If someone else has another plan.
Well, the only risk of freeing it now would be while we sleep, more specters leave other exits or this exit.
What do you mean?
If we don't have anything keeping watch while the whole of our group rests, then we won't know.
Well, originally we were going to have someone just keep watch and go in shifts.
Fair. I am not sold on any plan. I just wanted to point out the potential use.
Right, as long as we can rest, I'm okay with shifting watches.
I think I'd go with us having shift watches as well.
All right, freedom it is. I walk up to the specter and I slit its throat
With a magic dagger.
with the magic dagger. Yeah. I have several of those, and I don't really pull out the mundane ones unless I have to throw them anymore.
Question on your ability, Kyle. Ergi.
Yeah.
What does it say about being attacked?
It
Does it
doesn't
say
say
anything?
anything, which is wild.
It
Yeah,
says that
it's
it's
excellent.
completely under his control.
Yes, it says the target must obey the paladin's commands for the next 24 hours, or until I use Channel Divinity again. And that's it.
Absolutely insane.
It is, yeah, it's way too free. I command it to die?
Yeah, you could.
Well, it's already dead, so.
Saying you could command it to pass on? Something like that?
I don't know if
That might
that
work.
works. That's like saying, like, I command you to die as a person and being like,
Strike me down!
I don't have a
Yeah.
function in my body that just kills me, you know? Like,
Yeah. Go ahead and make an attack roll then. Al,
I mean, is it dodging me?
it's not moving. So
We'll go with this one. Oh,
you have advantage. It's not moving. Oh,
I would have advantage, right? It's
you
not
would have,
dodging.
yeah, sorry, yes,
Great.
you would have advantage.
Great. That's still not great, but I'll take a 12.
Okay, that's its AC.
7.
As you walk up, its head go behind it, but its head does a full 180 to stare you in the eyes.
Yeah, that's uncomfy.
And as you pull your knife up, you almost make an insight check real quick, just for the heck of it.
All right. What if Hal would intentionally try to fail this? Can I give myself disadvantage?
Sure, if you want to move away or look away.
Yeah, he would not look the thing in the eye, so
Tarzan's-
I'll take that 1.
Carson's watching. Can I make an insight check?
Go for it.
$16.
How you go up and it turns its head staring at you, body still facing away. You put the knife and you just kind of look up and away, just like trying to avoid eye contact at all costs. Tarzan, you see almost relief. It's glowing embers of eyes kind of close. It's weird. That's the best interpretation you can come up with. The eyes almost close or wink out for just a second, and it lifts its head up, moving slightly towards the dagger before Cal flicks his wrist. Nothing comes out. There's no gore, but there is a sigh as this entity totally gives in and dissipates into the ether.
Thank you for the information.
Carson will say a quick prayer of passing.
How you didn't realize all that? You still feel bad?
Yep, 100%. Yes, I do.
Oddly feel bad.
All right. Well, anyway, I have a bag of holding now. You guys remember that?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Carson's been like very excitedly figuring out what to put in the bag and what not to put in the bag. It's like I can carry so much more now than I could before.
Fun fact, breaking out of the game just a second, that bag of holding has been here since day one.
I hate that.
That was a loot that you guys could have grabbed. You came and did
from
this
the
first.
very start. It's been hiding. All right, yeah. I mean, there's not a lot that I can put in there, but I mean, I basically have no weight limit now, and that's wonderful.
So as the specter is now gone, the night is waning fast. What do you guys want to do?
I want to take a nap somewhere.
Yep. We're going to lawn rest. We're going to take shifts. Basically, we're going to lawn rest in town, and we're going to be taking shifts in twos, staggered, where one person will always at least be here, and they'll be accompanied by somebody. And basically just shifting between someone goes to town while the other one keeps watch, and then the other person comes back with the replacement or the new person, and then, you know.
Oh, that's fair.
Think of the logistics of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Figuring out the logistics, you do just that. You rest, take turns. It's freezing. So those who are out throughout the night, I'll say even with a rest and the cold, I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw to avoid exhaustion for the rest for tomorrow.
One sec. One second. I'm gonna use my last 3rd level spell slot to cast Bless on myself. To give myself a plus D4 to that saving throw.
Oh, never mind.
All right, what everyone roll?
19.
18.
15.
21. Or sorry, no. 12. My bad. Got the numbers mixed up.
Actual 21. 12 was the DC.
Oof.
So you all managed to huddle up, get as warm as you can. I would say whoever is wearing Papa's slippers is not affected. Sorry, you didn't have to roll. I forgot about that until now.
Oh, wait. Is someone holding the flower?
I am.
You also didn't technically have to roll.
Cool. The 2 people who were like super uber past didn't need to roll.
Sorry. Forgot about the flower too. Oh, but you all succeed. You all have a good night's rest while being cold for little snippets of time each. So yeah, click that long rest button. The morning comes. You have plans. You have things you need to do. You have a town meeting to
Oh, right.
adjudicate. Not sure if that's the right word, but it works here.
Oh my gosh, I forgot I have spark notes and everything or something.
But you are last of the ones who are keeping watch. Come back. Marlin is getting food ready for everyone in the stash. It's warm, it's cozy, it's familiar now after being here for a little while. What do you want to do?
I would like to, with Karzan, go over the notes one more time, figure out exactly what we're doing and what we're telling people.
Basically, what we know about it, what its name is, it's called the Skulk. Where it comes from, it is originally why the mine was shut down. It is the source of why the mine was the terrible accident. What it looks like, its effects, symptoms, basic itchiness, soreness, black and white stars. That it is curable, that it is spreadable through touch. Basically like a whole like World Health Organization lay down.
Sharing everything we know, right?
Yeah, everything.
holding nothing back.
Nothing.
Like even the description of like the knight who was infected, we're sharing that.
We don't have to share that. I mean, we're just talking about the
I
skulk.
mean, do we want to?
This is more just informational, like, about the skulk general.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we need to drill down into specifics. I mean, if someone at the town meeting raises their hand and asks, "Hey, what happened to that knight guy?" Yeah, we'll tell them. I'm not against that, but like, we'll say that there are at least 4 examples that we know of people being cured from the skulk, so we know it for a fact it is curable. I mean,
And
I'm
specifically
one of them.
saying that it's the 3 of you guys and also both the druids
That can
right
help take care of
can
it.
cure.
Yeah. Yes. So anyone with a lesser restoration spell can potentially cure it. It is not guaranteed. It requires a great deal of effort, but we are confident that over time anybody can be cured of it through enough spell slots and effort. We also want to note that wildlife could potentially infect it, to keep out for wildlife that has erratic signs of skulk or symptoms. Just, I don't know. It's like rabies for them, I'd imagine. So, what were you going to say, Nix?
I was wondering if we would have seen the druids pass by at all during the nights.
Oh, that's true. We did tell them to, like, tell all the animals to watch out for that.
I'll say you guys didn't see them pass by the mine entrance at all. But at one point, Nyx, with your crazy high perception, you an understanding of the wilderness around here, you did see a bit of a large form, a ways away, lumbering through the woods, making absolutely no noise.
And, like, general guidelines: stay away from the mountain, stay away from the mine entrance, beware any wildlife that acts strangely. Yeah. Quarantine
And
procedures.
Our group will be attempting to resolve whatever issue exists.
Find a more permanent resolution.
Something I may want to cut off at the head, and Karzan will bring this up with Cal. I do have concerns if some of the townsfolk, with their more narrow perspectives, may come to the conclusion that this is all happening because we have entered the mines, and we were successful. And I'd like to assure them that this is not the case.
I mean, very obviously so, due to the fact that we didn't actually get down to the mine area, and this leak is coming from the mines.
Yep.
So very clearly, we did not interact with whatever seeped out.
Yep.
And
this was
therefore,
coming no matter what. This was going to happen no matter what. Trying to communicate that as well as possible. That we haven't even gotten to, like, the 3rd level of the mine. Like, we haven't even gotten to the mine part of the mines. We're still in, like, Thaddeus's Holston stomping ground of, like, luxury and mausoleum. I don't know. I want to cut off any conspiracy theorists on the head. I don't know if any exist in this town. Most people love you, so I wouldn't imagine this would happen. So, considering you literally stole their hearts in awe and wonder, not a few nights ago.
Yeah, especially if we get ahead of it, I'm sure we'll be fine.
All right. Yep. And also honestly, just being as transparent and honest as possible. Honesty breeds honesty and transparency. So that is the goal with this meeting, to be as transparent as possible.
Okay. And then, while being as transparent as possible, to edge away from panic in the general populace.
Basically, yeah. I mean, it's also like, yeah, it's going to be concerning no matter what. I mean, we're announcing
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
hey, there's this thing in your backyard. It can kill you. Um, but we're trying to take care of it. We're going to be the exterminators
Yeah.
for it, or we're going to try to be.
If we die, then you die.
Not that. Don't say that.
I will not say that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, that's the gist. We don't actually
Cool.
have to go through the meeting if we don't want to, but or I don't
That's
know.
up to Josh.
Say
Uh,
it again, sorry.
how much of the actual meeting are we having to do now that we explained that?
We'll do the spark notes of the meeting.
Sounds good.
The town gathers at Xander's request, and very abruptly he stands up and, well, these guys have something to say, and like backs up immediately and pushes you guys forward. You give your spiel.
We also go over the events of last night. I should include like what happened, the order
Yeah.
in which they happened, what we did to prevent any like spreading. Yeah.
You see,
Including
Long ones.
recruiting the druids, including going directly to authorities. Like we're not trying to take over here. We just are experienced, and so we're doing what we can, right?
yeah. You see, in one corner, the little girl who was originally infected, Jenna, with her family in one corner. You see her father nod vigorously and look around, talking to his friends after everything you've said. Standing in the way back, kind of apart from everybody, is Selena and Garen Wynn, who look about as tired as you all feel. And there's no dissenters, there's no opposition raised. You feel like you did. Let's do this. A group persuasion check for those who participated in putting this all together. I like this idea.
Guidance. Why don't I have guidance on my character sheet? What's the deal with that?
I don't know, I get
Where are my cantrips? They're missing.
I don't have any.
Lame. Whatever. I have guidance. You know this.
Okay, Nyx's persuasion wasn't helpful.
He didn't do any of the explaining.
Yeah, good point. Just left that to the talkers.
I'm gonna say I took Enhance Ability as a prepared spell last night. I unprepared all my spells, and I haven't prepared them yet. But one of them will be Enhance Ability. So, Charisma, Advantage. Alright. That's good for Karzan.
That is 4 successes and 1 failure. No, everything goes well. You give your points succinctly, accurately. You tell the stories, and pause at the appropriate points to let them murmur throughout the crowd. And everything seems to go well. After you're done, Xander steps up. I know this isn't the first time we've had issues with the mine, but I do believe that if we follow these folk, these what they have offered and presented to us, we're all going to be okay. We're all going to get out of this okay. They say they're going to stop it. I believe them. You hear some clapping, cheering, some sort of. You hear some guy go, "Yeah!" And then when nobody else does, he kind of quiets down. All right, well, that's everything. If you have any questions, please come to me or Fellowship here, and we will get through this together. We'll stay strong. The community. For a few seconds, they all disperse. No one comes up to question. No one comes up to argue. Selena and Garenwin come up. Selena nods. That was very well planned out, very well thought of. These people are. I think they're gonna follow these guidelines.
Considering that this could have happened even years before, it's surprising it hasn't happened yet, to me, honestly. And perhaps lucky would be the correct word.
That's a word, yes.
Part of me wonders if that stuff has been trying to worm its way out this whole time and just now managed to escape.
Well, it certainly doesn't
And
like the
would have
cold.
done so. True. I wonder, though, if it would have done so regardless of if we had entered or not, but just it finally escaped now.
Yeah, possible. I'm not sure.
Perhaps it knows we're coming for it.
Keep that on the down low, though, because that will make people think that it's our fault.
He looks around. Nobody's listening. I'll keep that in mind. For our conversation yesterday, we held conversations with many of the wildlife in the area. Not all, but many. There are a few that did not come to our call, but that's not uncommon. Nobody seems to have been perfected or infected. Nobody seems to have gone even close to the entrance. So we'll still keep an eye out, but I think we're good for now. We advise those that we chatted with to stay away, although some of the birds in the area are kind of rebellious. We'll see.
You might say they're a little flighty.
Yes, that's a good one. So, yeah, that's all we really have.
Well, thanks for going out and doing that.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank
you,
we
thank
can
you.
do. Let us know if there's anything else. Not normally a morning drinker, but I feel like I need one this morning. She motions to Garenwin and they head towards the hidden stash.
Oh, we're in town still, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to settle my tab with the tavern.
Okay.
I told him that I would pay for whatever it took to keep the town happy last night and this morning. So, need to go figure out how much that is.
There we go.
I mean, it's not
Okay.
like the whole town was at the tavern last night.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be in the 5 to 10 gold range because that last time that I covered a whole meal for the whole town, that's the same. That was about what it was. So
Yeah. You go and you chat with Marlin, and yeah, it's about 7 gold.
great.
He thanks you for honoring the tab,
Yeah,
and well, if you guys need anything, let me know. As always, here all day.
while I'm here, I'm going to make Selena's drink for her.
Okay.
You know, it'll have some kind of mulled wine base and be heavily spiced and warm. And yeah.
Make it, and Aaron one asks for one too.
Sure.
Is anyone able to cast Misty Step?
I can't cast it, but I have a racial feature that does a similar thing.
Okay. I have a spell scroll of Misty Step. I'm pretty sure none of us can use it. I think druids can use it though.
They can. And also, I could learn it, I believe, but I just don't have it.
Oh, fair. Wait, if you could learn it, then you can cast it from a spell scroll.
Oh, maybe.
If it's on the
Look.
bard spell list. I'm not even looking.
Oh, it's not. It's a 2nd level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not on the bard spell list.
Lame.
Interesting. I'm real used to playing sorcerers.
Misty Step. Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. Not even druids can cast it. What the heck?
Apparently not.
Well,
The only person
The-
we know that could cast it is Soren.
Could I consume it for an extra charge of my Starlight Step? It's Misty Step as a feature instead of a spell.
well, if Selena or Garen happen
Actually,
to be
it's-
like a land druids with coast spells, then they could do Misty Step, but that's it. That's like very specific.
That's
I
extremely
believe
very
they're both
specific.
technically, Starlight Step is better than Misty Step. It goes further.
Yep.
But
Alright, I'm gonna give, when I go back to the Golden Vein, I'm gonna give Soren, the Misty Step spell scroll.
is that
Okay.
his salary for the month, or half of his salary for the next 2 months?
It's like, he can't sell it, and I know he can't sell it. I'm not gonna count it as his salary. I'm gonna count it, I'll count it as his salary for, like, 3 more days. If he's willing to make that exchange.
Rather than a month, just a couple days. Yeah,
It's
that's
technically a steal.
Yeah, he does seem to be interested. He looks it over, and yeah, I can copy this down. This will be one of the first spells I'm able to copy. It's cool. This is really fun. He's really, really excited.
And then does he buy all the fancy inks from Carson?
Tarzan doesn't have any fancy inks, unfortunately.
Oh.
Carzan's inventory consists of miner's gear, pickaxes, shovels, rope, wood for mine carts.
And a few magic items.
Literally took the... now it's magic items, but like... his original shop was a general store for miners.
Yeah.
Literally taking... during a gold rush, a rich man sells shovels. Literally.
That's some California knowledge there.
Haha.
Well, as the day progresses, you guys kind of split up and do your own thing. Now you head to the hidden stash, cars into the Golden Vein. Clash is going to just kind of tag along with you, Cal.
I'm
And
assuming I've made 3 mole wines then.
Yeah, probably. Ergi, anything you would like to do?
Ergi would like to go to the chapel in the Citadel.
Okay. So you start the trek up to the Citadel. We'll come back to you in just a second.
You tell anybody you do
Thanks.
that.
I don't tell anybody, but since we woke up this morning, you notice I am not super responsive to being talked to. You can tell I have a lot on my mind. So I don't know if you are perceptive enough to watch me, but if you are.
Whoever wants to, you can make insight check or just you can offer your passive insight. To you guys.
Nix will go ahead. Okay, 18.
I mean, my passive insight's 18. I'll just roll. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Now, so you guys notice that something's off. Well, Nix and Carson notice at least.
Any plans for the day, Ergi?
What was that?
What did you say?
I said, what was that?
Any plans for the day, Ergi? You seem a bit, with your head in cloud 9, as it were.
I think I might go to the chapel for a little bit.
Mind if I tag along?
Do what you will.
Buddy system for the win.
Sounds like a plan to me. I'd like to take a rest for a day or 2 or 3 or 5. Potentially. But if we want to head back in immediately, we can. If we want to prepare for a few days, we can do that as well.
I don't think I'll take long. Oh, but yes. I guess we have an issue to solve. We should probably plan to be in the mines for a little bit.
What do you mean? Like, go, like, to the 3rd floor? I think...
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, I think we need to... Kind of out of character. But in character. Enter the... We need to clear out the 2nd floor. We did clear out the main baddie of the 2nd floor, but we absolutely did not explore everything there is to explore there. And without a roaming monster to scare us silly, I'm a bit more confident running around there, figuring out what that statue wants as an instrument and such.
Right,
Couple of
well,
unsolved questions down there.
let's prepare then, and then maybe we can stay the night in the chapel if we need to rest.
Okay.
We all split up. Nix and Ergi, you make the trek up to Frost Citadel. Large black stone towers loom over you as you enter its shadow. Ergi, how are you feeling right now? Just what are your general thoughts? General.
Excited, but nervous too. I think there's a children's song that says something about that.
You recall memories as you take step after step of the first time. Large, ornate pillars. Soldiers, paladins in shining silver armor. You can see yourself in as you walk by. You remember the clinking of boots, metal on a stone floor. And the deep smile of your wife standing in the crowd, so proud. Your choices. To this day, you remember the words that you uttered. The oath that you swore. And then the words, the booming, ever-present voice, like a thunderclap in your mind as the last word was spoken. These words are accepted. Was years ago.
I'll mutter to myself, sadly, this is a different day.
That giddiness is still there. Can't remember the last time you felt it. Cathedral doors open as you push. The ice breaking from the hinges. You walk in, boots on stone, echoing in these halls. Not as grand of a place, but oddly more comforting. Here's where you feel like you've become. Nix, what are you up to on the trek up and on the way in?
Well, did the Spectre confirm that Thaddeus Holston was alive, right?
It said it saw him since it died.
Okay.
Or at least that was the gist you got from his nod.
Yeah. That I guess that's one of the main thing that's puzzling Nyx right now on the way up to the Citadel, as well as the worries that there's, I know, other places around the base of the mountain where other specters might be hanging out as well. but like it would take time to find all of those. So Nyx is trying to think of how feasible it would be to look for all of those anyway.
There's nothing in your journals about other entrances, other ways into the mine. And knowing how anal Thaddeus was about anyone getting into the mine in the first place who wasn't supposed to be there, it's weird that there would be other ways in. Other caverns, of other cave entrances. You ponder on that for a while. As Ergi pushes the doors open into Citadel. Entering in, you turn right. Ergi beelines it over to the chapel. This broken place of worship that still somehow, after all these years, maintained a sense of spirituality, of faith. You look at the small statue, robed individual holding up 2 scales. Ergi, what do?
I will walk up to the scale and say, "Hello?" Looking around. Look back at Nyx. Look around a little bit more. Does anything happen?
You're looking around, you see Nyx. Nyx, where are you at this point?
Probably standing right outside the doorway to the chapel, because Ergi probably does need a bit of privacy here for whatever he's doing, and
Ergi will think to himself, "It's kind of awkward," and he'll kind of look down at the statue with the scales, and then he'll get an idea. He'll say, "Well, if you can hear me, I believe the weight of evil in this world is far too great, and I wish to serve as a product of good against that evil. My wish is to shift the balance, to destroy the evil and uplift the good. And then I'll start to turn and turn around again.
You turn around again. Weren't the scales balanced before? One of the sides seems to be down. And on the side that's up, what wasn't there before is a tiny figurine. Person. You look a little closer. Into perfect detail, you see miniature you. As that dawns You blink, and you're now standing on the scale. The head of the great robed figure, the judge of the damned, looks down at you, holding you on the upper scale. The one who wishes to serve is the one whose soul is judged hardest. Make 4 vows. Speak the words. Let them be judged. Ergi. You swear it. He goes silent.
I swear it. For those good that have been vanquished, I will in turn vanquish the evil. I swear it. Let them be judged.
And be judged. The scale tips just ever so slightly, pushing you down. Your first vow has been accepted. Once again, there's silence. If you would like to make a religion check.
Yes, I would. $19.
Very nice.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you realized this. At this moment, or you realized this before, at this moment you recognize who this deity is, this god is. He is known as the Lord of the Dead, the Judge of the Damned, great guide. His name is known to all worshippers of the gods as one who is in opposition to necromantic skills, spells, magic. His name is Kellenvor. He requires of his followers to bring the balance between life and death. Let that aid your next 3 vows in whatever way you see fit.
Second vow. Swear to first promote the life of the living, as long as they are good and not evil.
Some pause before. Scales are almost balanced now.
Third vow is to promote the death of the dead. The death. The dead to not live again. Even if they were once good.
A bit faster this time. Once again. Rumble goes around you. One
My
last vow.
My final vow is to seek out those who promote the death, the good living. Seek out those who promote the life of dead. Judge them according to their promotions.
With one last sound of metal grinding on metal, rocks crushing against themselves. Balance is restored. You find yourself standing up straighter. You look down, and next to, not in place of, but next to your clawed out holy symbol is a symbol of very intricately carved brass scales hanging around your neck. And in the dead center of your armor, in the place that was concave but now is fixed and put back together by the work of Simeon, see tiny inlaid golden lines pointing in every direction, swooping in and out of each other. And they start to grow, move across your armor. And deep purple lines in a geometric pattern as your armor grows into what you can only feel is divine. Your game mechanics wise, your suit of armor now +1 magic set of armor.
Nice. That's huge.
Bring that balance. Keep thine vows. Your oath, my good son, is accepted. Serve well. Blink and you're standing once again staring at the golden idol. These scales are balanced, and yet the figure still stands on the one side. The figurine of you.
Can I take it?
You can.
Take it. Put it in my pocket.
Okay.
I'll turn around. Am I me again? I'm me, right? And I'm in the
Yes.
room, just like normal. Turn around and mutter to myself, well, one more oath to keep. Let's do it. And then I'll walk out, a little bit of jump in my step. I'll say, Nix, today is a good day. And then I'll just walk past him.
Nix, as he's
toward
walking by,
nothing.
Nix, you notice for the first time his armor looks different. It's like gold thread in it. And there's a bit of a shine in his eye.
By the way,
I'm gonna guess that Nix didn't see any of what happened.
No.
Okay. Okay, Nix will follow Ergi.
What were you going to say, Ergi?
I was just gonna say, what is my oath now? Or, yeah. I guess, do I choose? Do I find out? Does it have to be what I was? Etc.
Let's chat after the session, and we can
Mm.
figure that out. Sound good?
Mhm.
Cool. There's so much snow out here. Beautiful. Haha. Don't you like snow, Nix?
From time to time?
It's good. It's good for you. I'll pick some up and throw it at him. Haha.
Nix will throw snow back at Ergi.
You're such a child. Haha.
Well, you're. Okay, what? Is this the same Ergi I walked in with?
I'll just ignore
Seems to
that.
be. With a pep in his step, you both head back down. Assuming head back down the hill, or is there something you wanted to do here in Citadel?
No, we'll head back toward the group unless Nix wanted to do something.
No, I don't think there's anything else.
You head back down. Al, Tarzan, they've been gone for a couple hours. What are you guys up to?
Did we determine we were going to go up to the cathedral tonight, or are we taking some rest days?
I don't
I'm
know if
happy
you
to
guys-
rest.
Alright, so if we're implying we're taking some rest days, Carzan's going to take Cal aside. He's going to say, I'd like you to assist me, if you would, back at the vein.
Sure. I also had some thoughts that I wanted your assistance with, so that's great.
Wonderful. And we'll make our way back to the vein.
Okay.
From wherever we were, probably the tavern. Once at the vein, Carzan will turn to Cal, and he'll slowly take off his gloves, revealing the still skulk remnants in his hands. Due to, like, the imperfect curing we did in the moment. And Carzan's gonna say, I need you to magically inspire me as you bards are apt to do to finish
Oh.
the job here.
Gladly. Yeah, bardic inspiration, 100%.
All right.
You got it. It's a D8.
Karzan is going to cast. He's going to whip out his card, and he's going to hold it in his hands, and he's going to cast with the card Remove Curse, and then he is going to simultaneously cast normally Lesser Restoration at 3rd level, using
Okay.
Enhanceability on his Wisdom, concentrating on Enhanceability on his Wisdom. Lesser Restoration at 3rd level.
I'm assuming I can't give you 2 simultaneous effects, can I? Like, you're using one to do the check, and I give you another one that you can use to, like, heal yourself with? I'm assuming that's not how that works.
Probably not.
Alright,
I don't think so at this point.
that's fine.
Yeah, we got Lesser Restoration, we got Enhanceability, and I don't have to have Remove Curse prepared because I have it in the card. And then I'm
With all of that, at this point you are at corruption level 0, correct? It's called
Yeah.
corruption 0.
There's just fragments left in his hands.
Yep. I'm going to need you to make a spell casting ability check.
Okay.
With advantage because of enhanceability. And on top of your ability, you can add another 5 for the combination of Remove Curse and Lesser Restoration. And you also get the Bardic Inspiration from.
Is your Bardic Inspiration still 1d6 or is it 1d8 now?
D8.
Nice.
D8.
I will
So
tell you
1d8.
at this point in time, the DC is 20.
Okay. So I have advantage. I have +5 for my wisdom. I have another +5, and I have a d8. Okay.
The plus 10.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
There is a blinding flash of golden light, and for a moment you feel as if your hand has been dipped in liquid gold. Melted
Or
gold.
hands, I guess.
Hands, yeah. And it feels like there's a burning sensation, but also an icy cold, like putting some of that icy hot stuff on a sore muscle, but intensified by 100 times. Whatever glimpses you can get of your hands, they look like they are made of pure gold. Midas has nothing on you at this point. Before the flash dissipates, you look down at your hands, and they're still gold. And you realize, oh yeah, that's normal. And the skulk is gone. There are no traces left under the fingernails, in the claws. Like there's nothing left.
I'll, like, scrape off a scale where it was and look under it and be like, yeah. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, that was mostly you, but I'm glad I could help.
What did I roll on that D8? 5. Alright.
I mean, 5's not bad, but that would have been a 29 without my help, so...
Fair. Alright. Now you had questions for me. And Karzan will sit down.
Yeah.
At this point, Soren's in the back, comes out. What was that light?
Your boss is
Jeez, that was
cool.
bright.
No, it's nothing.
Well, yeah, obviously. By the way, check it out. He holds up a spell book, and you can see a perfect replica of the spell scroll etched in and copied over.
I thought Soren was a wizard. Was that? Am I wrong? Or I thought
He's a
Soren
wizard,
was a
yeah.
sorcerer. I mean,
He's a wizard.
he's a
Yep.
wizard? I thought he was a freaking sorcerer. Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's cool. Carson will say, let me see that, and he'll inspect his inscription. I don't understand it because it's a wizard book. Good job.
It's some gorgeous filigree on the outside, and the detail, the attention to detail in every little rune is beautiful. But yeah, you have no idea what it means.
Very good.
He goes,
Have
"Hey, do you
you
need anything else from me?"
have you had any sales or any murmurs of when the caravan will be coming into town?
Yeah, who was it? It was Baron was talking about it a little bit. I think he was chatting with Hal. They said it should be within the next day or two. There should be a merchant caravan coming through. At least that's rumor. I don't know.
We're reaching the halfway point. The caravan comes. They bring word that the citadel is open. Going to the next town. No, that means we're at the 1/3 point. And Carson's original calculations of how long it would take for aspiring adventurers, hypothetically, to come to the citadel, knowing that it's open. So, caravan comes, caravan leaves, they bring information to town. The time it takes for an adventurer to come back to the town, it's all coming together.
I mean, yeah, you've got a good little setup here.
Alright. Wonderful. Then we will need to determine what we want to sell that is magical, see what we can make a profit off of.
Sir, I'll make sure to keep books as well as I can here and sell what I need, what I can.
If it's coming the next day or two, you can count on me being here.
Okay, good. Can't imagine doing that by myself for the first time.
No, I can't either. Anyway. Cal, you wish to speak.
I need a lesson on economics.
Well, you've come to the right man, my friend. Or right dragonborn, my friend.
Go.
What for, specifically?
I want to reinvigorate the economy of this town in a way that would not become dependent on the mines again, ideally.
This town started because of the mines.
I am aware.
Making Hermilfin independent of the mine, that doesn't sound feasible to me. I mean, there are hypotheticals. But if that's what you wish, sure. I've lived here long enough. I've brainstormed hypothetical scenarios in which this town could be... Well, I've schemed and schemed for 30 years on how to bring business to town. And Carson will almost, like, hold a pen and borderline snap it, just thinking about the frustration.
What about the Citadel as a tourist destination?
I mean, you're not here to pitch that right now, but that is an idea that hasn't been viable up till this point.
This is where the group called the Fools defeated the portrait ghost.
Well, hypothetically, when we finally clear out the evil in the mines will be well and available once again for mining.
True. I don't want this town to thrive or fail dependent on our success. If possible. I do want to succeed, and I know that us succeeding would aid this town greatly in its economy. But I was hoping to work toward it not being required.
Alright, well...
And I know that that is a large goal, but also I'd like to understand how large of a goal it is.
Very well. And Karzan will go back into the study. On the first floor, he has a back office room that is lined with some books. He'll start... Yeah, this is a good one. This one as well. And this one. He'll take out... And he comes out with these 3 thick textbooks. And he'll plop them down in front of you. Basic Economic Theory, a guide to the numbers that rule our world. Book 1. Book 2. Let's see. Henry Thazelsfifth's Economic Theory and You. Written by a gnome. You may enjoy his prose more.
You hear Soren chime in from the back. I didn't quite get him, but it was a good book.
And finally, this is a catalog of common exports and imports that run towns of various sizes. You'll find very relevant information for the size of Milfin on pages 537 to 643. And he'll dog-ear those parts.
Great. Josh, is there a tool or skill proficiency that would make this easier?
It's called intelligence.
I specifically said tool or skill proficiency. I can't fake intelligence. I can fake cooking skill.
Well, let's see. What are the intelligence skills? Arcana, history, investigation, religion, nature. So I'd have to go with history and investigation would help.
That was my thought as well.
All right, I'm gonna move my.
We'll say this real quick. You can either go with one of those, and the DC will be a little bit higher as you study.
Okay.
Or you can go with straight intelligence, and the DC will be slightly lower.
What do you mean by slightly?
Slightly lower.
Does my existing +3 in history help? Proficiency in history.
Ben, you're doing jack of all trades, right? Or no?
Well, I'm already proficient in history. I mean, I've been alive for 300 years. I was considering moving my cook's utensils, my herbalism kit proficiency over to investigation if that was going to help, or to a scholar's pack or something if there was something that could help me. But
it could help, yeah.
But my investigation wouldn't go higher than my existing history skill, so it wouldn't really make a difference. So I'll just use my existing history skill, I guess.
Sure.
All right. What am I rolling?
Here. Karzan, seeing you're kind of daunted by the task, he's going to hold your shoulder and he's going to, let me give you a bit of a head start. And he's going to cast Enhance Ability. What is it? Fox's Cunning.
Advantage on intelligence checks.
Yep.
All right. I can't Bardic myself, right? Bardic says other.
Correct. Not unless you were a
A lore bard at a certain
lore
level.
bard.
I am a lore bard.
It's at a certain level, though. I think it might be level 6.
Yeah.
Look.
There's one of the features that the class features that says you can give
Bard,
yourself inspiration.
lore, subclass.
6th level, 14th. At 6th level, you can learn 2 spells of your choice from any class.
14th level, Peerless Skill. When you make an ability check, you can expend 1 use of Bardic Inspiration, roll the die and add the number to your ability check. You can do so after the roll. Yeah, so it's at level 14, you can add your own Bardic Inspiration.
That's the capstone. Lovely.
Yikes. All right.
That seems like it should go earlier, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Well, I can't do that, but I have advantage on intelligence, so I'm rolling an advantage history, right?
Yes.
I don't really know what I'm doing this for, but great. We'll take a 21. Or 18. 18.
18.
I can math.
This was to help you. I'll say this. This was to tell you how long it's going to take to A, read through these books, and B, understand these books. With an 18 beating my DC of 15,
Great.
it's going to take you about 3 days of straight reading, 8 hours a day, and maybe an extra day of absorbing, taking notes, studying, instead of just reading.
Great.
So about 4 days total to get through all this. And that's to understand the basics that's in here without living through experiences and things like that.
Carson's in a particularly good mood, so you may be able to ask him questions as well. And he won't be
And that
annoyed
will
about
help.
it.
When I have more basics, I want stories, because I understand stories better. But basics are important.
Well, what is history but stories, really? And the history of economics is essentially what makes modern economics today.
Agreed. Do you mind if I take these to a study location that's a little bit more...
Of course. I've read them
Great.
too many times to count these past few years. Practically have them memorized.
I'm going to go sit behind the bar at the Hidden Stash and start reading.
Okay.
And then also, to give my brain breaks, I'll be making people drinks if they order them. Just because I'm already there. And it's a good way to get intermittent mental breaks. Yeah.
You intermittently aid Marlin in the creation of drinks and passing out of meals and food. But in the meantime, you study and you learn. The first book that Carson mentioned, I'll say you find extremely dry. At least the first several chapters that first day.
I mean, I'm assuming it's the basics of the math behind economy, by the way, how he described it. Like, very basic number theory of economy. Like,
yeah. You kind of start to understand supply and demand, and then there's something mentioned
in there as well.
Yeah, and then there's something mentioned about the
Statistics Cal
statistics
likes.
of supply and demand, and that just kind of throws everything off, and now you don't know what supply and demand is, and it's just this vicious cycle of understanding, and then something new is added, and you're like, wait, what the heck? And so it's a slog trying to get through that first book, but
For what it's
and it
worth,
takes you.
For what it's worth, Cal was raised to run a country. So he has at
True.
least some basic understanding in all of this. But
True.
getting
That-
down to
that
the
will help.
nitty-gritty of being a merchant and small town and whatever. So
I'll say, as you read, eventually you begin to notice notes in the margins. and they definitely appear to be Karzan's writing. Occasionally, it's almost indecipherable. Like, some of it's just like highlighted portions, some of it's just like, this is good, like kind of insubstantial notes. And then, like, eventually you get to a page where the whole margin is filled in, and it's this list of reasons why the picked, like, list of good indicators for a location to start a business, and economic factors, risks and rewards, and it becomes obvious that he's talking about Hermilfin in a lot of these notes 30 years ago when he started reading this.
It's about maybe 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon, somewhere around there, when a figure in silver and gold and dark purple armor walks into the bar, trailed by Nyx.
Well met, friend.
Cal, how you doing, Cal?
Better now. It's good to see you.
Today is a good day, Cal. And I'll give him a big pat on the back.
Armor clanks and it kind of hurts.
Your usual drink, or are you looking for something new?
I think I'm feeling something new today, Cal. You beautiful thing.
I will choose to take that as a compliment. And Cal will start mixing you something exceptionally fruity with like glitter in it and like swirling blue and like just something like really sparkly to match your armor. There you go, my friend.
Thank you.
If I may
Where's
ask,
Tarzan?
he's at the Vane, I believe. He gave me some lovely textbooks about 5 hours ago, and I've been reading.
Can I see them? Or are they here with you? Like anywhere?
Oh yeah, they're like propped up against the bar off to the left, and like away from where I'm preparing food, so I don't spill on Karzan's books. I do not want to spill on Karzan's books. That would be awful. And so
2 of them are about this thick, and the other one is just slightly smaller.
So I'll look at them. Like, I'll stop what I'm doing immediately, stare at them with a very serious face, contemplating if they are evil enough that I should immediately destroy them. And then I'll come back and smile again, as I've decided not to.
Okay. I was going to say, if you wanted to, you can leave it up to an insight check, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh man, I'll feel bad, but Ergy won't.
The economics aren't that evil.
They are passable. You understand that they are neither good nor bad as books.
Cool.
simply a tool to be used.
Yeah.
I'll smile dreamingly as I drink my sparkly drink.
I believe you asked where Karzan is. I believe he's still in the Vane.
And at that moment you say that, and you hear a thunk, thunk, thunk outside of the hidden stash. And then you hear a familiar grumble, and Soren kind of saying, is that good? I'm like, no, take it off. If any of you were to come outside, you would
Yeah, I'll get up.
Probably
yeah,
Nyx will.
definitely.
You'll see a sign. Karzan, during this 5-hour period while you were studying, I'll just say, Josh, used his channel divinity. What's it called? Channel divinity, knowledge of the ages, to give himself proficiency in painter's tools.
Okay.
And he is painting signs and posting them around town. New magical items at Karzan's Golden Vein, and then simple directions towards the Golden Vein.
Beautiful. As you and Soren are out hammering these signs into the side of the road or posting them in front of crossroads or wherever, you do. Soren's over there hammering it in, and you hear a familiar voice behind you say, "New, huh? What'd you find? That sounds kind of fun." Turn around, and Xanthos is standing there. His kind of cul-de-sac hair slicked back the best he can. He has long foregone the comb-over that he used to sport to hide the bald spot. And he's got his arms folded and smiling in an infuriatingly approving way.
If you're interested, you can come to the vein. Karzan will grumble.
I actually might. That sounds fun. New magic items. I'm assuming it's stuff you picked up in the Citadel and all that?
Indeed. I wasn't planning on reopening the vein, but Xander Velt made me an offer that I not only had to refuse, but was simply insulted by.
Not gonna lie, he tends to do that a lot.
Yes. Have you ever been insulted by an offer that you decided to reopen a store?
Can't say I have, no. But I've been insulted by offers. A lot.
Have you ever been insulted so often that you had to close the store?
Once again, I can't say I have. That is unique to you.
Indeed.
Can I do an insight check, please? I want to know if this man is dumb enough to go into that place to try to get some magic items of his own.
You outside seeing this sign being put up and Soren smashing his finger with the mallet, swearing off to the corner, you hear this small conversation between Xanthos and Karzan. The 14, I will say you don't think he's dumb enough to go in there, but there was a lingering stare up at the Citadel as he asked if that's where you guys had retrieved some of the new magic items. But he doesn't seem dumb enough to go by himself or to go up there at all. It's hard to tell.
Karzan literally went to the Citadel in a borderline fit of insanity. He broke. Like, something inside him broke. After 30 years, he decided to go finally into the Citadel. And it's an insane person's move. And it somehow worked out. Maybe the first good thing that's happened to Karzan in 30 years. And I don't know. I guess Karzan was afraid of external, because he knows he's the only person in town with an adventuring party strong enough to go in. Maybe in, I don't know how long it takes, 2 weeks time. I think you said I had a month left, and I'm about a third of the way through, so maybe it's like a week and a half into the month that I have. I don't know. Maybe in 3.5 or 2.5 weeks time, perhaps. He might, but that's why Carson's had such a fire under his butt. Though he does seem to be willing to rest
I'm
for a
just
bit right now.
nervous that sudden competition might inspire some incompetent panic that could get people hurt.
Hmm.
I'm not so much worried about competition as much as lives.
And Carson's not thinking about that right now.
Yeah.
Again, it's hard to tell. The little that you've interacted with Xanthos and at the Horsehead, he doesn't seem like the sort to go adventuring. He's older. He's like in his late 50s, early 60s. Human. Kind of scrawny, not gonna lie. But vibrant of mind. So, hard to tell if he would do something like that.
Well, do we think that Soren is enough to protect the Golden Vein now that people know there's magical items there? Do you think anyone would steal?
In this town, maybe, once word gets out that the Citadel's open, it will attract all sorts of types. But for now, we're dealing with the local people and the caravans. The caravans have their own money and sources. They visit many other towns that have magic item stores. I wouldn't imagine that they would care for a... They'd be interested for sure, but there's no skullduggery to be found, I believe.
Opening up the Citadel is definitely going to bring some delvers, some individuals of mercantile, which honestly, on the bottom of my heart, is great business for both of us. Carson. It'll be amazing.
I sure hope so. I'm just hoping we get the mine going again. That would be the key. Stray magic items are fortunate and good and all, and it will attract company, but nothing will attract company like that mine being open again. You know how successful this town was with it.
Yeah. Those first couple of years were really something.
Indeed.
Never sold out of ball bearings before.
Tarzan starts to get a little
Anyway.
nostalgic and kind of reminisces about like the time when the town was actually flowing with gold.
Anyway, like the signs, they look good. Makes me want to put some up for the Horsehead, too. Don't worry, I won't take your corners.
Better not. I'll be watching them.
Yeah, pats you on the back.
If Xander gives me any crap or says anything to you, it's in my 30-year-old business license, subsection 32. The business owner has every right to put up postage and signs around town indicating his manner of business and what he sells.
Oh, I'll have to take a look at mine again, too. Awesome! You guys keep doing what you're doing. Good stuff. He heads over toward the Horsehead.
Nix is gonna be like,
Go ahead.
Nix is gonna be like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna go in for a drink or two, and then he'll just turn around and walk back in.
What time is it?
3
Probably
p.m.
No, I was thinking it was going closer to 5. It was like...
Josh said
At
it
this
was
point, yeah.
3 when we
Oh,
started
okay.
hearing the hammering.
Okay.
Nice.
Looking up at the sign over the stash, is it beat up and worn down in any kind of way?
A little bit. It's encrusted with ice and big icicles dripping down from the bottom.
Carson, how would you feel about cleaning up this sign here as well?
Does mending rejuvenate painting?
In this case, I'm going to say no.
Okay. I don't think it does. I don't think it rejuvenates color. I don't... what colors is the sign? Because Carson really only has, like, painting for, like, gold paint. He probably has some red. Maybe some black.
At this point, like, do you remember when the sign was fresh, basically, when Stash first came in, or at least the early days? And you remember it was just a simple black sign with a big old handlebar mustache with the words written over it.
Yeah, I could do that, I guess.
Fantastic, thank you.
Person gets started painting the Hidden Stash's sign. And as that begins, the evening is now drawn in. It's cold, but there is a warmth in the community here. True to his word, you do see Hal and Xanthos on opposite corners, setting up their own signs, getting ready for the caravan to come in the next couple of days. People are brushing down icicles, sweeping the snow piles and corners out. There's an air of self-rejuvenation. Milton, a small town. A day of odd-seeming rebirth. I think we're going to stop there.
Alright. I think I'm gonna...
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah. Trying to think of what I want to sell. I never added that +1 wand of the War Mage to my inventory. I need to do that because I remember you just said that. I might need to review the, because I don't remember what magic items we got exactly at the end of that fight. I don't know if it was
we'll have to
just
take
the wand. I don't know.
I'll have to take a look. I don't remember either, to be honest.
Yeah. Good session.
Oh, cool.
Everybody.
You up for a quick call?
Yep.
Cool. Oh, we'll see you guys. See you guys next week.
See ya.
Awesome.
See you next time.
Good night. Gonna go crash.
That was good. Night.
Sure.